guys, so today's video is going to be a review and demo on this new foundation that I've been using for the last month, and it is the EX1 Inviswear liquid foundation. For those of you that have not heard or don't know about this foundation, it's a line of cosmetics here in the UK that's been founded by a lady called Farah Naz, and the reason that she created this was because she found it really frustrating to find cosmetics that suited her skin tone, and this is specifically catered for women of warm undertones. So if you've got olive, yellow, golden undertones, this line of cosmetics is catered towards you, which is absolutely fantastic because obviously I'm warm undertoned and I have a lot of yellow under my skin. A lot of the drugstore and high street foundations are catered more towards neutral and cool undertone people, so they've got a lot of pink in them, and when I've put them on my skin, they give me this grey cast, and it's really horrible, and it just makes me look, I've got no life in my skin. And so if I'm looking for a foundation that's a really good match to my skin, I usually have to go for a high-end foundation. So then I got really excited when I found out about this brand of cosmetics, because obviously they're catered for people like me. So the line actually does a whole range of cosmetics. So they do blushes, they do foundations, they do concealers, they do powder foundations, they do powders as well. But today I'm going to be talking to you about the liquid foundation because this is what I purchased. So I'm going to tell you what this foundation says it's meant to do. It says it's true color pigments, evens out the skin tone and corrects imperfections for perfect coverage that is almost invincible, and it is oil free. And I have to say, I've been using this now for the past month, and I would say that most of that does actually ring true. I absolutely love this foundation. So there's 5 shades in this foundation that range from F100 to F500, and if you actually go onto the EX1 Cosmetics website, there's a chart on the website that compares their range of foundations and it compares it to the equivalent MAC shade. So if you know your MAC shade, you can probably figure out what shade that you need to get. Now, I'm not one to use a lot of MAC foundations. I haven't used any for ages. The only MAC foundation I do use is the Face and Body, so I wasn't entirely sure what my colour is. My mum is an NC42 and I'm a little bit lighter than her, so I presumed that I was an NC37 to an NC40. But what I ended up doing is I ended up getting the F300 and the F400. The F300 is for, it says it's for NC37 to NC40, and the F400 is for NC42. And because I wasn't sure exactly what my MAC shade was, I ended up buying both. When I tested them out, the F400 was a bit too dark for me, and the F300 was a really good match. So I gave the F400 to my mum, who's an NC42, and it matched her really well. So I would say that the colour chart is pretty accurate. I bought my foundation from lookfantastic.com, around £12.95. And they give you free standard delivery. The one thing I would say is that Look Fantastic always do really good vouchers, so I think I got like a 20% voucher off mine as well at the same time. So just keep on looking out for codes and discount codes on the website because they're always there. So the price is, I would say, slightly a little bit more than your some of your drugstore foundations, but like I said, because you can usually get like a voucher code or a discount code for them, it kind of brings it back down, but it's nowhere near as expensive as obviously your high-end foundations. So for me, it's still a really good price. Another thing is that there's only 5 stores in the UK that actually sell these in store, and they're all in London. I know for a fact that one of them is Topshop in Oxford Street. If you want to know the other stores that stock them, just go on to the EX1 Cosmetics website and it will give you a list of the 5 stores that you can buy, and it also gives you the list of the other websites that you can purchase the foundation from, or any of the other cosmetics that you want. I will leave the link of Look Fantastic down in the description box down below for you guys, and I will also leave a link to the EX1 Cosmetics website. You can read about the products and all the foundation yourself. So the packaging is really cute. It's got this little gold coppery lid and bottom to it, so it definitely stands out in your collection. It has a pump, which is fantastic because I hate foundations that don't have pumps, and you're not wasting the product and you can control how much product you want, and it's really hygienic, so I'm really happy with that. So the more you use your foundation, the more this slides up, and so you can see exactly how much foundation you've used and how much you've got left. So the amount that you get is 30 mils or 1 fluid ounce, which is standard, which is in most foundations. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the demo now of how I apply the foundation, and then I'll be back. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush today. I either go between the buffing brush or I will use my beauty blender depending on the type of coverage that I'm after. I would say that the beauty blender is going to give you a bit more of a sheer coverage than a buffing brush or a flat brush. So I'm going to start off with one pump, and I'm going to show you what one pump looks like, which is that. So as you can see, it's quite thick. It doesn't slide around or move around at all. So I'm just going to dab this on my face like I would normally. And as you can see, it's quite a good colour match, I think. And you can definitely see that it's more geared towards olive and warm undertones, as there's not any pink in it at all. And then what I like to do is I like to just pat the foundation into my skin. I'll do one side first to show you what it looks like. So there, can you see? That's one side of the face done, and it's evened out my skin tone really, really nicely. And let's do the other side. It's really easy to blend, guys. It's not hard work at all. And it goes on the skin really, really nicely. I mean, you can see straight away that it's not full coverage. There's still a little bit of my little blueness coming through here, and I've got a little bit of a spot here that you can still see. But apart from that, it's covered and evened out my skin really nicely. I really, really like it. So I'm just gonna go and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back in a second. So there you go, guys. That was me applying the foundation. I'm just going to show you a close-up of what it looks like now. As you can see, it matches my skin colour really well. There's no grey cast whatsoever. And I just think it gives me a really nice, healthy, glowy look. So like I mentioned before, I have now been using this foundation for the past month, and I have to say I absolutely love it. I would say it's a light to medium coverage foundation. It's definitely not a full coverage foundation, but you can build it up to a good solid medium if you use 2 pumps of the foundation. And also I would recommend you using a buffing or a flat brush rather than a beauty blender if you want a little bit of a better coverage. Once applied, it feels really lightweight on my skin. I can't feel that it's there at all. It does not feel heavy like other foundations do maybe after a certain while. It does not go into my pores. It does not go into my lines. It gives me a really nice smooth finish on my face. I don't even feel like I've got any foundation on me, and it just looks like my skin but better. And even when you touch it, you can't feel like there's anything on there, and it doesn't transfer. As you saw, it blends really easily, so easy to work with, and my makeup went on without a problem. I haven't set it with a powder because I've got quite dry skin, so I don't set my foundations with a powder. Even with 2 pumps, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't feel heavy, and it's still quite lightweight on you. I would say it's more of a matte finish, obviously because it's oil free, it's going to be like that. But it's not so matte that it makes my skin look really dull, because certain matte foundations, it just really make me look dull. But this one, I don't think it does do that. When I have worn this, I would say that I can get a good solid 8 hours out of this foundation, which is absolutely perfectly fine with me. I'm not one of those people that need my foundations to last for like 14-15 hours. 8 hours is more than enough for me. So the one negative thing I would say about this foundation is because I do have dry skin, the first time that I used this foundation, I found that it clung to a bit of my dry patches around my mouth, which is my problem area for dry patches. So the next time that I used it, what I did was I used a Max Fix Plus. So I sprayed that on my face beforehand, and that fixed the problem. So I would say if you are someone that's got really dry skin, or you're worried about the foundation clinging onto your dry patches, then either use a hydrating primer underneath your foundation, or use something like Fix Plus to make sure that there's extra moisture in your face, and it should not cling to your dry patches at all. So overall, guys, I really, really love the foundation. It's not too orange, it's not too pink, it's not too grey. I think it's just really nice. It's a really nice finish. The price is great, the packaging's great. It's definitely a foundation that I would recommend for us girls that have that warm undertone in our skin. Definitely give this one a try. I really hope this video has been helpful for you guys, and as always, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe and comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.